Hello and welcome to Zach's Traders Cafe. Today I'm joined once again by popular demand. I mean, people were actually baying for you in recent months, Clem. I understand that you've got a new designation. You are CEO at Anewfn. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. It's part of online blockchain. It's our new venture, anewfn.com, and you can go. I mean, I'm sure you put the information below and all that good malarkey. Subscribe and like and all that stuff. But a new FN is a new financial platform. We've been thinking about the way things should be rather than the way that they are in this field, and we come up with some really exciting ideas. And we've got a guest list going. So if you go to that site, put your name on the guest list, you'll be, early access. We're going all modern and young. So, we're going to have a drop, and a guest list, And if you ain't on the guest list, man, you're going to have to wait. And
Before my
so
time, before my
I,
time, or I
I
don't.
know, I know, it's a long time since you've had a short skirt on and
I never.
stilettos and had to
I
wait
was.
outside.
They basically had bouncers all around London just so that I couldn't get in. I mean, they didn't actually mind about anybody else. So in the 80s
What?
and 90s, I was public enemy number one. I think I've been downgraded to public enemy number 10 now. But I see I'm actually on the guest list. So I'm looking forward to getting champagne and sort of a goodie bag, and all that sort of stuff.
Well, let me tell you, champagne is better than real pain.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
And
that's
we've looked at, I mean, what we did 25 years ago as a group, 25 years ago, I was only 10. And it's no one's changed anything since then. It's all the same stuff. I mean, it's like Bloomberg. Bloomberg stuff is, almost 40 years old and thereby relatively out of date. And when you look around and look at that,
how can you reinvent the wheel?
well, it's not a wheel, is it? I mean, one wouldn't reinvent. Actually, if you were going to reinvent the wheel, first thing you do is you put rubber around it.
Yeah.
They have reinvented the wheel quite a lot of times,
Uh,
and
I'll send your
now,
comments to Dunlop.
yeah, exactly. Dunlop, Michelin, they don't make tires like they used to, and they didn't used to have tires at all. They used to be wooden, didn't they? And with a metal band around them, and so on and so forth. And
Well,
they reinvented the wheel for the train, didn't they?
like in Ben Hur, they were different then. They had little spikes sticking out of them as well. But no, I think the point there is that is this just like a rebrand, like that like Jaguar, or is it actually something more profound in terms of
Well,
the
I've got the shirt. I've got the Jaguar advertising shirt on. I mean,
it-
yeah,
it's-
I embrace diversity, obviously. FTSE 100, FTSE 250, small caps. I embrace all of it. I embrace all of it. We've got to
even
think
me,
different. That's
even
happened.
me. You embrace me as well, don't you, Clem?
I do, but don't tell anybody.
I know,
That
just we only meet now and again. No, so the a website is a website is a website. What would you say to that, especially a financial one?
I would say that, you can. I wrote software back in the late 90s that NASA used. Okay, and it was called 3DV8. It's hard to believe all those years ago, and they actually put it on the website saying this is really great software because it basically treated things in multi-dimensional ways. So you could take data and look at it in 7 dimensions or 12 dimensions. And everybody would say, "Oh, you can't have 12 dimensions. There's only four or 3 dimensions." And I'd say, "Well, don't get confused with time and space, which, by the way, is only 3.5 dimensions because time only goes one way." But if you've got somebody, you've got color and you've got shape and you've got form and you've got up, down, left, right, and back, and you've got shade and you've got texture. Well, how many dimensions was that? And so we built this multi-dimensional stuff. It made me a lot of money at the time in the markets. And it's just not flat. Yahoo did it in 1997, right? I mean, it's just 30-year-old metaphor.
Could you have landed
And
on the moon with that software?
well, they didn't. No, this was in the 90s. They'd given up landing on the moon by then.
No, they lost the program. They forgot how to do it.
But I think the
Um,
plot is what they lost. But there you go. They didn't have Russians to fight, so they decided that they would be a little bit more conservative.
okay, all right. Now, let's clear that up. And if you can tell me who shot Kennedy with your special software, that'll also be useful.
No,
But
no, no, that wasn't me. I didn't do it.
okay, no,
I wasn't on the grassy knoll. That
no.
wasn't me.
But no, you could work out with your software skills, your coding skills. You could work out the trajectory, and how like the last bullet like blew half his head off, even though it was far
I
away,
think I
further
think
away
they've
from
done
the
that.
solution.
I think they've done that. I think I done
Wow.
that. And I actually work with somebody that works on a piece of software on the Zabruder footage, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can speak to that if you want to, but the reason is what if a bullet goes in the front, it doesn't necessarily come out the back. It then gets deviated by all sorts of things inside of a body, and it can come out at all weird angles, and that often what happens.
Okay, I'll remember that next time. In terms of a new FN, what I mean when the guest list finally sort of gets cleared up, and there's a million people on the website, what will they be looking at that's different from Bloomberg or the other 25-year-old style .com style websites? Because I think we're fed up with the .com style websites.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, they'll have to come on and see, won't they, when it happens? Because we're not telling everybody what we're going to do, so they do it before we've done it. It's like the old thing, we're not going to tell the enemy that we're going to bomb them tomorrow.
Yeah, that's also the Jaguar strategy that, then they come up with this weird and wonderful website advert, and then it's a pink Jaguar. It's like, the Pink Panther's driving it.
Well, I mean, I think, didn't you not have a pink Rolls Royce when you were a kid? The Lady Penelope car. I mean, I've got, a pink Cadillac. I mean, that was a metaphor, isn't it?
Yes,
So why not a pink Jaguar? I mean, a Jaguar what used to be a metaphor, and now they've just kind of accentuated it a little bit. But, at the end of the day, they got massive amounts of publicity for a brand which everyone had forgotten. It's like TVR. Who knows what TVR is, unless you're a petrol head? And now everybody knows what a Jaguar is. And even though the people that they kind of put forward are never going to have the money to buy one, at least they've gain some mind share. So, there's only one thing worse than people saying bad things about you, and that's them not saying anything at all. And after all, if
yeah.
that isn't one lesson from the current
I'll,
internet,
I'll
it
vouch for
is,
that. I'll vouch
yeah.
for that, because I get that every day, so it's fantastic. But the launch is coming up. You think people will be blown away by what they see? Will they be confused? Will they be, what? And also, what's the purpose of this? Like this new FN. What's the main goal? Is it to help you make money? Is it help you to monitor the markets? What's it in your mind?
Well, let me tell you a funny story. We built back in another site many years ago a piece of software that was for trading forex, and it would make you money. It would make you a lot of money. In fact, I was silly that I didn't actually just make a load of money out of it myself, but I was too busy to do that sort of stuff at the time. And we went to all the forex companies and said, you should license this for your punters. They'd all make money. And they looked at us in horror
Yeah,
because
they
they
don't
make
want that. No,
money.
they don't want that. They
Yeah,
bet against their clients, right?
they make money when their clients lose money.
Yeah.
So, and at the time, it was like, I don't get it, don't get it. But then we kind of realized why that was counterintuitive. It was and always will be what I tried to do in level the playing field and enable the punters to make money. And let's face it, they're punters. They're not investors. I mean, I'm an investor and I'm a very lonely person because I can do a course on investing and everyone can say how brilliant it is. And they'll come up to me and say, have you got any share tips? First of all, what we will do is we will provide an environment for it for the people that find out about. So who will be very select group, right? Because only select group of people will be listening to this podcast, for example, or the thing that I did a couple of days ago with David Lean on YouTube in the States, American Guys Crypto. It's all the top of the pyramid, right? And they'll come in and we'll form a community and we will listen to them very closely, like we did back in the day, and take what their needs and desires are. But then, in addition to that, we will then produce the stuff that we've been cogitating that will give them, some special tools. And ADVFN was a special tool back in 2000, 25 years ago. We introduced some stuff that you couldn't just get. It was new. Fund managers used to say, "Oh, this is amazing. I don't have to use this, that, and the other now." And we'd say, "You're not a private investor, are you?" And they go, "We don't care," because we raised the bar, which was extremely low,
So
but
you,
we
you
raised it
killed.
quite
I think
quite far.
there was something called Hemscott. There was company refs. There were a few things around, which you had to sort of subscribe to, and they came in paper form and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And so
exactly. Came in the post.
you killed all those people. But then who is there to kill now, and how will that take form with you?
Well, I think they're all pretty much dead. Yeah, it's not. We won't be killing anybody because they're dead, and
Yeah,
they're dead.
but the other point that one of the reasons they're dead is because fewer and fewer people seem to be, because once the generate, well, I suppose the youngest people now trade probably the millennials who were like 30. I know, I suppose the youngest would be like 30 or something like that now. But in general, the stock market is, losing favor with the woke people because it's greedy and it's exploitative, and they don't like investing in oil and gas, and they don't like investing in, uh, you
They're
know.
gone. They're long gone. They're
Yeah.
not there.
So so
They're not there.
so
They're
this
in
is
crypto.
yeah. So they're in crypto, right? I was just going to get onto that. So they're in crypto, and I suppose you're focused on whatever your community was interested in. So if it's crypto, it'll be crypto. If it's betting on the 3:30 at Kempton, it'd be that. Is that your sort of consumer, user led?
I, we will definitely be user led, but we are looking slightly broader than the sort of narrow focus of the legacy sites that are out there at the moment. I mean, the legacy sites are doing what they've done forever, and what's the expression? The definition of madness is continue to do what you've always done and not succeeded in. And that era, that's gone. That's gone. That era went, I don't know, 2008 really, and it's been hanging on in there. And bargain basement Britain in terms of equities, that market has been, the UK market has been crippled, and the first generation that it cripples is a customer. They kill the customer, right? And the sites that are out there do not give the customer an edge. I mean, we did back in the day, but that edge is gone. Yeah, because
Yeah, but
it's
then
just gone.
yeah, I think the other thing that you're seeing, because obviously I'm in the alleged in the PR area. The other thing you're seeing is that people, the London Stock Exchange comes up with its news at 7 o'clock, and you have all the companies there, and then you get all these sites saying just copying and pasting what's on there, and it's like as if you didn't know that BP's results were out. So there's no added value there at all. Why wouldn't you just go straight to the source? So that's the other thing, just duplicating stuff, and then as you're hinting, that they're just doing the same thing again and again. In fact, they're actually doubling down on the same thing again and again. So they just, oh, the FTSE was up 10 points today. Well, if you don't know where the FTSE is, you're a fool, right? I mean, everyone knows, you can just get them in 2 seconds. Whereas 20 years ago, before smartphones, you couldn't, 25 years ago, you couldn't get data like that. So it really is, you want information which is different, or you didn't know, or everyone else doesn't know. You want that edge, you want that angle. So the FTSE is up today, and it's doing what it normally does at this time of the year, which is it's a year-end rally. The first week of November is the best time to buy stocks. Things like that, which give people an edge, are what you really need. Or Bitcoin just broken 70,000, so the next target is 100,000. I mean, you want useful, practical, non-common information rather than just the stuff that everyone can just get, in the
I,
pockets or.
at risk of blowing my own trumpet, and I would say, if you look at all the other sites, international as well as national, the people that run them have no clues. I mean, they're not market specialists. They're not commentary gurus like me. They don't write for Forbes and Seeking Alpha. They don't write blogs.
Yeah, but it's even
They,
worse than that.
they,
No, but it's even worse than that. They have no interest. They could be selling shoes or cleaning cars, and they just happen to get that job in that. And the next year they'll be cleaning cars and selling shoes or whatever. So that
sure.
there's that. But the main problem is that people who actually have knowledge, and let's say after 35 years in my case, and obviously just a couple of years in your case because you're so young, but you're actually people who have knowledge actually are basically shadow banned. There is an issue there as well, right?
I, I see it slightly differently, right? I'm not shadow banned. I mean, I get hundreds of thousands of views on my stuff in America.
Yeah.
The point is, there's just, if you want to make a great site, you better be absolutely passionate about your product. If you want to be a great chef, you've got to love food. If you want to be a great maker of suits, you've got to be passionate about clothes. If you're just some corporate type or some rando that is now running a site in a subject that you don't care about, you're going to fail, or you're going to be very, very average. You better hope that everybody else in your market doesn't care either. Because as soon as you get somebody that's, totally into it, it's a passion for them. Like Elon Musk is a pack with his stuff. He's always incredibly passionate about. Unless you're absolutely passionate about it, you're going to get beaten by someone that is passionate about it and is a market in this case, is does know the markets and cares about the markets and does do everything that you need to, that the customer's doing. He's customer number one, and the people out there, they're not customer number one. They're just a bunch of randos, and you can see it in the slovenly product that they produce. And I think I don't even care about them because I look at it and I despair. I go, oh, what is this?
Well, no, but I mean, I was going back to talking about my PR area and the websites which have all the interviews and the articles and the people who write about them. I mean, they are mostly brain dead, as you're hinting. I'm probably going a bit stronger on that. I wouldn't use them for anything. But the problem is, for instance, CEOs don't know the difference between a good interview and a good PR service and a good website because they may be engineers and they may be making TVs or they may be the PR area and so I see so many companies going on websites with dull inane interviewers who know nothing about the company, have got no interest in the company, and of course everyone you speak to who's involved will say, "I'm passionate about the stock market." That's what anyone who's not passionate and has no interest says they're passionate. And it's a very overused word as well. I mean, that's the thing. I think the better say,
Well, yeah,
I'm obsessed by the stock market. I can't wake up in the morning without looking to see where the FTSE is. I know the share prices of thousands of, if you ask me what BP is at the moment, I know what the share price is. I look at the market that much. That's different from I'm really passionate about it, which is in every CV for every single job in the world. I'm passionate about it, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I hate all these modern buzzwords, and I actually go out of my way of knocking them out anything I see. And
mm,
yeah, tapestry and passion project and all those buzzwords. But the flip side of that is if you're a CEO of a mine in somewhere very hot, you better have a good suntan when you go on that video. Yeah. I mean, you see all these CEOs of mines in Africa and very hot places, Australia, and you see them, and they're as pale they're as pale as a Russian consumptive who lives in Siberia, and that's kind of a giveaway, isn't it? And you'll see that time and time again. A long time ago, I was interested in the IR market, and I thought the best thing to do is make, because I write about things. I'm going to write to all the AIM company CEOs. I'm going to say, "Hi, I'm me. You might have heard of me. You might have heard of my work and my website, and I'm your company, and going out of an area of writing about companies, and do you want me to write about it? It's not charged. We won't charge. We do you there's going to be a monthly showcase, and I'm gonna find out about a company. I'm going to write it up personally. So I sent them a personal email from me from
yeah.
my personal email account. I got a reply from 5% of those CEOs. 5%. Yeah. And the 5% that replied, all their share prices were tripled in the next 2 or 3 years because they actually went to work. They actually read their email. They actually attended their business. They just weren't there mining from Walton Street. So many of the A market CEOs, they don't who have mines or drilling. They're not drilling oil. They're drilling the British stock market. They're mining the British stock market. They're mining the private investors pension fund. They're not mining a mine at all. And they don't. They simply do not attend. They're simply not attending to their job, and that's why those companies have failed. That's why these companies are going to do great things and going to change the world. They have 25 years of no sales. No sales. I mean, no sell 1 or 2 year, maybe 3 years, perhaps 5. Well, I mean, that's crazy. But now you've got some sales, 5, 6, 8, 10 years. I mean,
So to get back to a new FN, when have you got any idea when it's going to start? Is it the new year?
well,
What?
the guest list is open, so
Yeah.
people can get their name down for that. And then when we open up, which I suppose, I mean, it's like saying it's going to be done by Friday, which is, only thing ever got done by Friday was Robinson Crusoe's work. It's going to be sometime between now and Christmas and now in the middle of January. But You know, we're close. We're close, and we're going to open up first and talk to the community, talk to the people, the hot atoms, and find out what their needs are, what their desires are, and what their wants are, and try to roll that into our master plan, which is going to be quite exciting. I think it's going to be lots of groovy stuff. Often, we're not going to go bang. Here's this massive thing with a million bells and whistles. We're not going to go that way. We're going to go, oh, here's something. This is what it does, and people are going to go, oh, that's not nice. I like that. That's the wrong color. Can you make the font bigger? That kind of thing.
Oh,
And we're not going to go, oh, no, 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 it needs to be small font because our designer said small font. The fact that we're all a bunch of old men that need glasses, we don't care. We don't care. This is the way that the young people, do their thing these days. Or my programmer said, no, I'm not changing it. Oh, I've got to quit. If I have to change it, oh, no, no. That's what they told me to do at university like this. Oh,
okay. Well, on that wonderful Monty Python-esque note, thank you to Clem Chambers. Don't forget.
actually, that's a key thing, Zach. That's a key thing. Anewfn.com is going to be fun. It's going to be more fun than a fun thing in a Toys R Us.
Well, we'll look forward to that, and hopefully we'll speak again soon when you're up and running, and maybe we'll do this via that site, that place.
Well, I mean, I'm expecting you to write a secret squirrel blog for the community of all your best stuff that nobody else can find apart from in a new FN. I'm looking forward to that because we are going to, and we're very happy to talk to people that have got content and want to make content because at the moment they really haven't got a forum for it because it's the whole UK market in particular. It's in such a mess, such a state. I mean, it's dire. It's dire. But we're talking to an international crowd, you see. I mean, the thing that I did with David Lee and I do with Kitco and I do with all these other sites, it's mainly American based. And there's a lot of fun there. And I'm sure a lot of the people that are listening to this have done pretty good in the US. So our site will be English speaking assets and investments and ways of making money, and it will be a lot of fun. It's not going to be boring. It's not going to be corporate. It's not going to be dull. It's going to be fun.
Well, no, we've finished again. Clem Chambers, thank you very much indeed, and speak soon.
All right. See you later. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye.